It is the afternoon of October 11th, and I looked it up. Normal high for today here near Branson, Missouri is 75 degrees. Last time I looked, it was 84 degrees and feels a little bit warmer than that now. So 75, 84, probably 15, 17% higher than normal. So my rule of thumb is deer move a bit earlier when the weather or the temperature is 10% below normal this time of year when it's warm, and when it's 10% or more hotter than normal, again this time of year, winter coat on, deer not that stressed out, to move a little later. But it's a 3-day antlerless only season in Missouri, so we're out here trying to fill some doe tags. Jack and I are in a redneck blind at a stand we call Yellow. You can see 3 good ways here. Got a bunch of cut cedar behind the stand, cut logs, waiting for the mill to open back up. If you're interested in these things, the market for eastern red cedar has slowed down, so the mill has this on the hold, just like a lot of pine mills are on the hold. But we can see 3 ways, and a lot of deer bed in a steep valley over here. Wind's gonna churn all day, and there's some acorns in there. Then come out and feed up this way. And then we burned, I don't know, 3 or 4 acres right over here recently. Growing season burned, get more forbs in there. And it's just starting to green up, even though it's wicked dry. I bet it hadn't rained a 1/4 inch on that since we burned it. But anyway, native vegetation's greening up, and deer have been feeding on that. So I feel pretty good. We'll see some deer, maybe close to dark. They may move right after dark. Got a 3-day season, get some antlerless deer down. We have a goal. I think we removed about 17 last year. And the conditions are much drier. Food plots aren't as productive due to the drought. And so we're going to have more mouths than food during the late season, January, February, the stress period, if we don't get some mouths off here through doe harvest. So we're trying to exceed our doe harvest last year, and we want to take advantage of this early antlerless season. Stay tuned. Hopefully we make some shots, put some venison on the ground, start getting some meat in the freezer, and work toward our management objective. Don't smell it yet. Button bug, definitely button bug. I was wondering. Definitely a button bug, 100% a button bug. Kind of looks like a doe across the cedar gap. Oh, that's a doe. You can take her. Yep. She's gonna walk on first. You ready? I'm on her. She's going far. Now she's flopping right there. And I didn't see her come out the gap on the other side. Butt bug's still bedded down there. Yep. Got another deer running down the road here. That's a doe. She's looking right at us. See, we want to shoot quick. I'm on her. I'm good. Although she's straight on us. She should just keep coming. There she goes, broadside. You on her? Yep. Smoke her. That buck's still there. It's hot. Not much moving, but we did see a couple of does. One about 75, one about 150. Shots look good on both. Of course, we'll wait till dark. The amazing thing is there's a button buck bedded right down here. Been bedded through the whole thing. I'm using a suppressor and that really channelizes noise, so off to the sides you won't hear much if the barrel's pointed this way. Actually, my good friend Richard L. taught me that by reading the Marine Sniper Guide. So anyway, we're gonna, of course, wait and see if we get nothing. We got a boat marked. Then we go from there.
Daniel just got here. There were two, I believe 2.5-year-old 8-point bucks, so we didn't want to get out of the redneck and spook them, so Daniel graciously come over and in the buggy, greatest way to clear the field, or the native vegetation area in this case, and gonna go down here and see what we got. Come on along. This one made it about 3 yards. I thought I saw a flop. It still dropped because there was another big tree. I had a little window I was shooting through, but I felt really good about it. I like to shoot right in the shoulder. They just don't make it far. Yes, you give up a little bit of shoulder meat, but you don't ever lose a deer because you can't find it in the hinterland somewhere. So mature doe, big old long nose. That's one of the things I key on when you've got a single deer. It's easy to be a bigger button buck. We saw one early come out. You know, my burris is much more clear optics than our camera, stronger magnification. And the cameraman at first couldn't pick up those buttons, so I got up, got on there, oh, wait a minute, time out. I could see those buttons through the burris. On this one, I had plenty of time, and I like seeing that long nose. Button bucks just don't have a long nose. It's easier if you've got a couple deer to compare to. Be careful on a big and small, because that could be a button buck, which is almost always bigger than a female fawn. But neither will have a real long nose. Fawns tend to be square. If you take a point from the shoulder, from the ham to the shoulder and to the ground, to be square, where a mature doe will be much longer. If you think about deer, they're all about the same height, more or less, but when they stand up, when they're fighting, we had a cool Moultrie Mobile of a couple of deer shadow boxing today. That's where you see the difference. Well, we don't see a lot of deer, especially when we're getting ready to take a shot, doing that boxing pose, but deer are gonna be longer, not higher off the ground. We're gonna drag this to the road, hopefully recover number 2.
Here's one, thank you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Good eye, Daniel.
She's right there, walking up on her.
Oh yeah. Another nice nanny.
Very nice.
I tell you, Daniel, I shot the other doe. You know, we're kind of just still talking. I thought I saw her flop. I just saw some white because the tree blocked it. I turned back around and see that button buck still better. He better on the burn pile. Gotta be the hottest spot out there. I mean, he may be right past it, but from our view, it looked like he bedded on the black.
No kidding.
Yeah, on the black, head up, just like he's watching a football game.
Yeah.
And then I turned back this way, and she came around the far side of Cedar Gap, not through it, but on the far side. And I think that's a deer. And got focused on it, and she was moving, kind of look, move, and she made it I don't know, 60, 70 yards closer and got broadside or close to broadside. And I said, that works for me. And
Was she feeding at all, or was she just
she was
coming?
curious. No, she was head up.
Yeah.
I knew there was no way with thermals. Thermals had kicked in.
Yeah.
The scent was not crossing that low spot ditch, no way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she had heard something, and she's in line with that suppressor, you know. But what's amazing, the button buck who's perpendicular to the suppressor, I'm not sure he turned his head.
No kidding.
And you know, suppressors channelize the noise one way or another. So anyway, I love these less than 10-yard drags to the road, downhill.
And downhill.
That's, in the Ozarks, that's a blessing. Oh, until that shoulder's broke. Oh yeah, great way to start our doe harvest. Jack and I hunted out of a redneck blind over an area that had several things going on. Bedding by a steep drop off to the south of us, southeast wind. 3 or 4 acres where we burned recently, just long, even though it's dry, it started greening up a little bit, a lot of native vegetation. And an area where I bow hunted a couple times, Daniel and I, and seen some does in the area. It's firearms antlerless season. Of course, we're trying to get does, not button bucks or real short spikes. And I don't know, 30 minutes before dark or so, we actually we were able to tag a couple of does. But before that, we had a button buck come out, which unfortunately, a lot of hunters harvest button bucks unintentionally. Not only is that not good for the adult sex ratio, remember they grow up and become adults, but you're not getting as much meat out of a button buck or 6-month-old deer as you are a more mature deer. It was far enough away, it was 70, 80 yards, couldn't pick those buttons up coming straight to us on the camera. Fortunately, that Burris scope picked it up and I didn't embarrass myself and decreased the benefit of the herd adult sex ratio versus improving it by harvesting more does, the reproductive units, and reducing the amount of mouths. And that's critical every year to balance the amount of mouths with the amount of groceries on your property during the 2 stress periods, late summer and late winter. But this year, we and a lot of the Midwest are in a wicked drought. And it's important this year that we do keep that deer population somewhat matching the amount of food so they don't get really stressed out this winter. That can impact those fawn survival and because, pregnant does carrying those fawns and their antler growth throughout their life if the mother's malnourished while they're carrying those fawns. So, very successful night at the start of a 3-day antlerless season, firearms antlerless season here in Missouri. 2 down, several to go. Deer hunting or habitat management are lessons about life. And we can get that every day by faithfully seeking the Creator, applying His will to our lives, following Him. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.